So, my Pulsar X2 FE has had the Superglides on since receiving it back in late November of 2022. Initially I thought that these would be more of a funny haha gimmick type of thing coming from just a traditional speed skate like the Tiger Ice for example. At the time of release, these were probably more some of the hype skates out on the market. They were supposedly really speedy and gave you that extra edge, which sounded like a huge promise but made it even more intriguing. So luckily when I got the FE into my hands, it did include a set of the Superglides, but with a different visual than the standard ones. Pretty cool, and it fits the whole aesthetic of the FE's color scheme. But of course, getting into it. The setup process was very easy. Just pop off the old skates, wipe the adhesive away with an alcohol wipe, and pop those bad boys on. Pretty straightforward. Laying it on my desk for the first time and swiping across the pad, I felt this was something revolutionary. An insane speed skate that would highly benefit people looking to get into the use of glass before just blindly investing into something like a SkyPAD, which is to this day still growing insanely in popularity and users. I had my fair share of fun on the Superglides, but that only lasted a bit. After give or take a week, these boys started slowing down tremendously. Afterwards, it just clicked to me that these have a coating. So what happens over extended periods of use, the coating tends to wear off and what you're left with is a more dull experience. Now, eventually I lent the mouse to one of my friends since then and recently got it back. He doesn't have any deeper knowledge on skates, so he just left them on. But thanks to him, he completely wore in these skates until it was some of the worst skate experiences I've ever had the displeasure of using. The static friction to get these moving was just way too much. The glide is super tuggy and the stopping power is even stronger. Now keep in mind I am showing this on the fastest and smoothest cloth pad I own, which is the Infinity Mice Speed Pad. Now putting that side to side with my XM2WE with AliExpress dots, it does get kind of ridiculous. So no, these will definitely not improve you. More so just create an extra unnecessary obstacle for you to just grow into a better player. But there came redemption. A light at the end of the tunnel of research and development. Ish. Now Pulsar have released the Superglide V2's, now which we have in the options of a full size for my X2, X-Lite V2 and also the dots. And as most of you know, I'm a bloody sucker for dots as they give me the least amount of friction possible. The V2's have a matte look and texture over the V1's glass. It has more rounded edges. The glide is way more consistent. It's a controlled experience whereas a fresh pair of V1's would just be fast out of the box and just get slower and more inconsistent over the course of use. Now, supposedly because the V2's don't have a coating and more so is an exact reverse from the V1's, from my understanding, there will be a slight break-in period still to just get some of that excess debris off from the factory. No need to worry though, as they don't scrape or scratch up your pad surfaces. I can say for sure that the experience is a night and day difference. These are marketed as super fast, which is not going to be the case. The experience makes for an insanely high static friction, lower kinetic friction, and a medium stopping power, but more so leaning towards a strong stopping power. So I would rather announce these as a controlled glass skate. They do however hold up real well on the damp pad, and if the pad is dirty and has body oils on it, the exact same goes. I did end up switching from the full skates to a set of the dots, just to maybe see if they could provide less friction. They do, but not to the extent where I personally still enjoy them. All the previous mentioned friction still exists and does cause more effort to use and makes me struggle to do micro adjustments or movements in game, even after a few hours of use. That's kind of just it. Now to end it off though, I do need to jump back to the question if these are really worth it or not. Pulsar have been on a roll lately with releasing banger after banger, and I do believe that this isn't ending anytime soon. The Superglide V2's are a step up from the V1's in every single way. Except for the chaotic speed start, which is good as it did make basic tasks such as closing a tab a bit more difficult. Now, I'm not personally a fan of glass or very hardened skates or even just full-size skates, but I can say that I do nudge people to try them out themselves just to experience it for what it is, as I can see some appeal to them. But that's just not going to be the case for myself. I can already say that I would love for Pulsar to make a different skate though. One more focusing on lower static friction, a good consistent glide or dynamic friction, and just a low medium stopping power. Just an idea to throw out as I will indefinitely be swapping back to something like the X-Ray Pad J Dots, just to have that low friction experience again. And the following week, I will be posting a short summary of my post-week experience of solely using my X2 Mini with the Superglide V2's after a more extended period of break-in, which will be posted up on Twitter. Thanks for watching guys, and take care. Peace.